Welcome back for the mobile gaming fanatics. MyTyme here. This is Top Drives, and there is a lot to go over today. But as you saw from that introduction, we were able to get that beautiful baby, the Peugeot 208 WRX. So here we are. We finished second. We could have come first in the end. We've got her locked. We won't be upgrading her because unfortunately I used a lot of epics in the finals. Now my BMW M5 took 9 of them to upgrade this. I'm pretty happy because I do intend to use this car more often moving forward. So now the fact I've actually got some upgrades into it, it's going to encourage me to use the car more in daily events, German events, etc. So not upset about that at all. I did put another 3 epics into my Bentley just to definitely secure my top 3 position. Probably in hindsight I should have kept those out. I don't think I'll be maxing this car out anytime soon. I think the Hulk's going to remain like this for its time in my garage. So probably 3 epics I could have kept there, but still really happy to get the Peugeot. You also saw some of those pack openings, which we'll come to in a moment, because we do have the Year of the Tiger event dropped, and you can have all these special packs in here. So some discounts on Year of the Tiger, which I will come back to, as well as the free aluminium pack if you haven't yet opened it. Now you've got 19 days. We'll open this one here very quickly. This is going to give you a start to a collection of Year of the Tiger cards to help take part in the events coming up, but mainly the challenges. Okay, so I have been working on a few of my Year of the Tiger cards, but I will show you how bad they are. Okay, how bad are my cars? Well, if we come into our garage and we go to collection and we click on Year of the Tiger, we are going to see that our best car is a 63 RQ Ford Focus. And if we click on all cars, I know there are some price cars in here, for example the Lamborghini and the Citroen, but as even a Vauxhall here, but as we scroll across the BMW, all these price cars, if you've got them, lucky, they'll help you. But as you can see for me, it's looking pretty bleak for being able to complete the challenge. Now if you want more information on the challenge, you can always click the little button at the top. We can scroll across or go down into the events and discussions, but at the top in the bar there'll be some information. Here is the Year of the Tiger, and essentially, just to go through quickly, certain cars of certain years, you're going to collect red envelopes by doing special events, which we'll come to in a moment. Then you're going to exchange those envelopes for basically their entries into the challenges, and as you work your way through the challenges, you're going to get more and more rewards and prizes. Now the actual cars that you can win from this are a super rare Rover, which we will come to, has been released before, the epic Renault Laguna, and the legendary Jaguar XE SV. Now if you already have the Jag and the Renault, the other options are Subaru Impreza and the Peugeot Quasar. Now I do have the Peugeot, so that is pretty lucky. I would like to get the Jag for my collection of UK cars, but you never know. I don't think I'm going to get it at this rate. Now on top of those tickets, you can get lucky coins. So if you enter an event and you don't do well, you will still get a lucky coin, and 5 of those lucky coins can be exchanged for 1 red envelope. So basically what that looks like is we come here and we race in these Year of the Tiger events. There'll be more of them coming out, and as you race them you are going to get rewards, which include a red envelope which gets you access into one of the challenges, as well as Year of the Tiger themed packs. Now if you don't rank in somewhere to get a ticket, you would get a lucky coin, which, as I said, 5 lucky coins you can exchange. Then you can take those tickets, come to the Year of the Tiger challenge, and start to progress through to the end, where you culminate in the final legendary token, which you can use to exchange for the car depending on what you already have. So it's either going to be the Jaguar or the Peugeot Quasar. Now the first one, this paper tigers, everyone can enter without any tickets, but in order to progress through each challenge, as we've seen with challenges in the past, you are going to have to complete the previous challenge to be able to unlock the next one. You'll get the token and then you can move on to the next challenge. Now these challenges here are going to require tokens to enter. You will need a red token. Once you have used one, you have to complete it to the end before you can unlock the next event, even if you have the tokens in the bank. You could have, for example, 4 tokens, but if you haven't completed the Water Tigers number 2 challenge yet, then you won't be able to start the 3rd challenge, etc, etc. So that's kind of how it's going to work out. Now there are some carbon fiber packs in these along the way. I'll show you here. You can get carbon fiber packs as rewards, as well as many ceramics, and you're going to get specific Year of the Tiger ceramics from playing these special events. But it is likely to be difficult when it comes to the final challenges, and with only ultra rare cars at the moment, and not really many epics apart from the Volvo that I'd be really keen on keeping, I don't see me purchasing any of these packs for the time being. Now from a value perspective, I'm not saying they're bad. They are better value packs, especially the Year of the Tiger carbon fiber special here. I expect a lot of people with gold will be picking these up, and I will probably pick them up as well, because you do get 20 garage slots for these two, what I'd say normal price carbon fiber packs, as well as a chance to get something out of them, which is of a lot of use. But I need to have some lucky pulls in the Tiger premium packs that I get from events, as well as say a couple of the carbon fibers I pick up along the way, for me to consider pushing for those prize cars. But what else is going on at the moment? Well, moving on quite nicely from my previous video, to be honest with you, we have an event which is a UK based event. This is the Touché Coupe event, and we're coming into the closing hours, I do know, but unfortunately I was hoping with UK coupes I'd be able to bring a solid show for a top tier reward. However, the 300 RQ limit and missing a couple of key cars has made it very difficult for me to consolidate a top 6 rank. But what I can do is I can show you the kind of teams and theory you'd want to use in order for these last few hours to give yourself a push and finish in the top 30. Now it's not unfeasible for us to finish in the top 6, however it's very competitive around there, and unfortunately I do not see myself being able to get the top prize, the rank 1 to 6 tier 1 carbon fiber, because I'd need to do a couple of upgrades, and I don't want to use the very limited epics that I currently have to upgrade cars to only get 1 carbon fiber in return. It doesn't seem worth it. If there was a limited price car or something, then yes, different story. But just for the carbon fiber, we're going to have to work off of what we have got. So what we have decided to do is come with this team. I'll explain to you why. Most of you have probably already entered the track set, so you're using just UK coupes. Out of this, we have 1 medium ground clearance track on 1 of the track sets. So for that reason, I have bought the Ford Racing Puma. Now there are plenty of other alternatives which people are using. You're going to see people who opt to use the Vauxhall Forenza to save RQ, even the Ford Escort Rally to save RQ, because what they are doing is they're trying to get a couple of powerful cars in like I've done, and then save some RQ cars. And the fact there's only 1 medium ground clearance track means that you probably don't want to go too heavy on focusing your team around that track set. So we have the Puma, which is the one I've gone for. It's the best one in my opinion out of the sub 40 RQ cars. We've also then gone for the Europa 47 twin cam, which is going to kind of be the go-to throwaway car on the rest of the track sets. You see lots of people using TVR Tamer Turbo, which is a very good option, but I don't have the RQ to fit it in. People using the Lotus Europa Special, and again on top of that, as you will see when we go into this game, it'll be Lotus E-Class, as well as even some people going as far down as the TVR Grand Tourer for a throwaway, or again people using the Vauxhall Forenza for a throwaway. So we've got 2 cars which are going to allow us to max out our points on our other cars in the team. And given that this event is I'd say it is a speed event. There are 2 track sets with 3 drag based races, 1 track set with 2 drag based races, and even the ones in between, they still have some kind of hairpin twisty kind of nature to them. For that reason, I would say cars like the McLarens here are going to be fairly useful, because they have very good handling to accompany their decent
top speeds and MRA. Now you can bring in a pure dragged car, for example like my TVR, which is, we will see in a moment why that can be useful if it's great MRA. You could go and bring in some handling cars, twisty cars here like the Lotuses for example, but they don't have the power to match in the drags. So what I think you want to do is try and bring in cars which are going to be strong in the drag and also offer you something on the track sets which aren't drag related. So the McLarens for me are going to be the best there. And then the filler for 55 RQ is the Bulldog. This car is going to be used literally everywhere. It's a great car to have on the drags for 55 RQ, and you will see that in a moment. Without this car, I think you struggle to get a top 6 because too many people will be using it to save some RQ as well. And again, I think unless you have 2 legendaries and you've worked on them like pretty hard, I would need to do an upgrade into this TVR, at least 1, ideally 2, in order to get myself a top 6 space. But we will show you anyway what it looks like. So for people who are just outside of the top 10 like myself here, you see very similar strategies, using a medium ground clearance car with the Forenza for this track set, going with the Europa as the other throwaway car, using the Bulldog. Then we have the Vulcan and a very strong car for this event, the Bentley EXP. Now we can go up and just show you a couple of them. Again, see the Puma, the strongest car, say sub 40 RQ car for this event on the medium city streets. 2 strong cars here with some work to his P1 GTR, but not maxed out or anything, just a little bit of work to it. And again, the Bulldog. And as we just go up very quickly, you will see common theme here, the Bulldog is a car that people are using. Now I'm going to start down here against Timo, who looks like he's got an extremely strong hand, but I'm going to show you why you want to be working on your cars. Okay, so first of all, we know we get a victory on the medium ground clearance track, and we also know that we're going to lose on the Monaco narrow city streets. Now I know that the Bulldog is a powerful car in this event, however I also know that my TVR is going to be able to beat it fairly comfortably. I also know that I could take a risk with an Ocean Highway with my McLaren because it is upgraded, so it will beat the Bentley, and I can throw away my Bulldog on the Monaco hairpin. So what I've gone and done here, by having an upgraded car with very good handling, you see I can beat a car which would beat it in the drag because I have the handling to compensate in these twisty circuits. So having those upgrades into your cars, which is why I've been focusing on UK, so when events like these come up, my cars should give me a slight benefit, a slight advantage anyway. My McLaren there is well poised to take advantage of those kind of track sets. Now unfortunately, I said on the drag it's not quite as strong. It will get beaten by the TVR, my stock TVR, and I said that Bentley will beat it as well. But as we see here, it's very close, but we get the victory. Now this puts us on the edge of the top 10. Now clearly you can see the kind of team I have would work really well for you trying to get the ceramic pack. You wouldn't have to be this high. If you've got the Bulldog, great, bring it in. You can go low with these, and you can try and bring in 2 other kind of draggy cars, even if they're epics. If you have the extra RQ, then obviously you could go a little bit stronger on your kind of throwaway cars and gain a few points there to compensate for the points that you're going to lose on the drags. But still, something like this I think is what you're going to go for the best possible outcome. Now if we come up and we try and go as high as we can against Gerard, for example, at the moment, we are going to see that we are coming against somebody who has some upgrades into his Vulcan, has upgrades into his McLaren, 2 of them there. It's got the Bulldog like me, and then a very similar hand afterwards. So what do we do here when we are focusing on the drags? Well, we take a tie and we take a victory. So that is key. That's a 50-point advantage for us to work with. I know that I can win by about 146 points, I think it is, on the 1 mile against the Bulldog. I also know I'm going to lose here. What I don't know, because I haven't taken this on before, I don't know if the McLaren Senna is going to beat my McLaren in a drag, because they're very similarly matched. I mean, technically it looks like I should win this, but I don't know what the MRA is of the car. So instead I'm going to throw the McLaren on the Monaco hairpin and see how that does against the Vulcan, and then throw the Bulldog in here. Now I would probably at some point put my McLaren against the Senna here and see how it does, because it's going to be useful, especially if I was definitely trying to challenge for the top 6 here. I'd want to know how my car fares up so I could know for future races if this is the way to play it or not. But anyway, we're going to see here we get the victory with the TVR. It's 146. Ideally, an upgrade, 2 upgrades into TVR would, I say, give me that advantage to finish in the top 6, because it will allow me to beat other TVRs around me in this event. There we go, we get the victory in the McLaren, so it's happy to take the win that way, but I might also get the win the other way. I don't know, haven't tried the McLaren against the Senna. So as we start to move up, we'll be playing people that are around the top 6, and again here we can see somebody who has the TVR with an upgrade into his weight, which means it's a loss for us. So with my current lineup, it would be, if I went car for car, it will be loss, tie, loss, and then we will go loss, win. So we have to mix things up. So unfortunately with Hayo Landolt here, we just don't have the team to be able to attack him, because we're going to lose too many points. So we have to go for somebody else who doesn't have quite that same lineup, and we want to find somewhere where we can definitely get 2 victories. So again, we could take a victory here, take a defeat here, take a victory here, take a victory here, take a defeat here. It becomes very close. It becomes all a matter of points really at the end of the day. It's just how many points do we win on a certain track set, how many points do we lose on the next track set. What we will do, I don't know how good that P1 is in comparison to my McLaren, but we'll try it out. So we're gonna take the loss on the waterfront drag with our TVR. Pretty sure my TVR loses to the Bentley. Pretty sure I've done that before. There must be a reason why I keep rolling it out like this. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference with these 2 cars, because we're going to win one and lose one. It all boils down to whether we win against the McLaren P1. So let's see. I know I'm going to lose here. I know I'm going to lose by quite a few points. I know I only get 146 points back from my TVR against their Bulldog, but we lose. Okay, so that shows us there. Unfortunately, we lose that drag, which means this matchup wasn't particularly kind to us. So here's a defeat overall. It's irrelevant how many points we win by here, because we're going to lose, and that's the loss. We still, if we had got that other 50 point, then we would have won, but that puts us back down to around 10th. So as you can see, yes, I have a chance of around the top 6 if I get extremely lucky, but reality is we're not going to make it. Reality is, if we move close to the top 6, somebody around there is going to be able to beat us comfortably, and we're going to drop back down. So I won't be using tickets or anything on this event. I'm just going to have to let it run as it is. And again, let's just throw out this lineup here to kind of show you how close a lot of these matchups are for me. Just not quite there when it comes to having the cars built to guarantee myself that carbon fiber. If I had have already worked on my TVR and I had a couple of upgrades in it, then maybe I'd have put another upgrade into it, because I'd use it more the more upgraded it was. Does that make sense? So if a car is kind of higher than its stock, you've got more chance of using it because it's going to be better than some of the other options you've got. But at the moment, I have better maxed out options for most events than the TVR, so the TVR doesn't really feature too much, and it won't feature more until I use more of my fuse material in upgrading it. So we're going to be stuck around the top 10, but not enough to actually consolidate a top 6 space. So that is where we're going to have to leave it, unfortunately. Now finally, before coming to the end of this video, You can see here a delayed start. I haven't gone into this event yet. It's all going to be for red envelopes. You can see here you use Hot Hatch, Wild Ride and Year of the Tiger cars, getting a bonus point for Year of the Tiger. But with the bonus point being 141, 1.1 even, you do not need to focus on those cars, okay? So do not worry about bringing in your bonus points Year of the Tiger cars, because they're just not going to get you enough points to make it worthwhile. Now what it might do is you might still bring in one if you have it, like me here, just because I'm going to probably need a car like that anyway. I have absolutely no idea what this track set is like, so we'll take a couple of twisties. We've got some medium ground clearances here in form of them loose, and we'll take, we'll take in the A3 for now. Let's just see what these track sets are. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be speed, bringing the TVR instead moving forward, because, well, yeah, the TVR is going to be my best drag car. So again, as you can see here, no real advantage to bring in any of those weak year of the Tiger cars that I have. Let's just put out whatever we've got. So first of all, 1 mile. This isn't looking particularly good for us, is it? 1 mile we'll put here. Even though we can get the victory, just not the best lineup here, is it, for me? Just not the best hands. If the track sets are going to be like this, a couple of drags, definitely have to bring the TVR because we're getting destroyed here. If we don't need medium ground clearance cars, then there's probably no reason to bring in the Maloos. I thought there might be a bit of rain, to be honest with you, given there's a few standard tyre cars. But anyway, we can definitely throw one for this. We can keep the Audi just in case. It can do a bit of everything except for the medium ground clearance. We've got a few twisties, short drags if we get stuck, medium on the RS. Let's see if we go up how far we can go very quickly. So different tracks at this time. Drag is here, it's pretty much done itself. Karting and twisties, fast circuit, hairpin, and then our 2 twisties just go like this. I'm not going to play these matches to the end because you're only looking for top 50 out of 100 to get a ceramic pack. So as long as you have some cars maxed out that are hot hatch or wild rides, and they're half decent, you should have a good chance of getting in the top 50. There's going to be a lot of people that are just going to play a couple of races in order to get that lucky token, so make sure you do that as well. Make sure you do get that lucky token just by even doing 1 race. Again, here we can see we're going to take the slalom test is going to be a victory, and the slalom test is going to be a victory. We're going to put our hairpin road, twisty road, and a tie on the car park. Not too worried about trying to max my points here to make sure I definitely get 3 prize pools rather than 2, etc. Just showing you that the track sets really, and the kind of teams you looks like you're going to come against. Well, we'll do 1 more and then we'll let it go. Still got over a day, plenty of time. How high can we go? Here we go, starting to get some bigger competitive hands. Doesn't make much difference whether we win or lose. We're going to be throwing the TVR on the drag anyway. We know mountain twisty, we can definitely take 2 victories like this. We can throw this here and we can throw this here. So I think because there's a reasonably large element of twisty involved, having both of these caterings gives me a slight advantage. We will do this last race in case, because I just want to see what the hands are near the top. We've got a slight advantage here in order to get that slight, bit extra gold, bit extra renown, bit extra cash, but still, ultimately, all you're really looking to get is that red envelope and that carbon fiber. That ceramic pack. Anything else is just there. To be honest with you, I can't think of a better way to put it. It's just there, and that's it. So this again, pretty standard for us. We take 4 victories, take a defeat on the car park, which is okay, no problems. We could obviously drop out that Ford Focus and bring in something else, but I do think that the Ford Focus offers the handling, offers the drag. It's not It's not the greatest. I mean, it could probably go for the Porsche, to be honest with you. If I had I don't have the RQ. I do. The Porsche it could go for. Potentially, as there doesn't seem to be any ground clearance tracks, this could be a better option. But for now, I'll leave it like this. I'm not going to be working on a Porsche. I might try it out, see if it helps me. But there we go, able to get 5 victories starting off. Doesn't look like it'll be too hard for people if you want to try and get a ceramic pack. Ceramic pack. Obviously, top 50. Get that red envelope, take the aluminium if you can. If not, make sure you play one race and get that lucky coin. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me and the channel out. And with that, I will see you all at the conclusion of this Touché Coupe event, as well as once we've got a bit more down the road with the Year of the Tiger challenge. Thank you everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all soon.